been your inspiration for pursuing a career in science?
Yeah, I mean, growing up as kids, I was fascinated by looking at smaller things, how automobile works, or looking at the sky and thinking about how stars and planets move, those kind of things. And during, in high school or class 12, when we started to get more exposure to actually scientific literature, that time, looking at how the digestive system works, these things motivated me. But coming from a very orthodox middle class family, at the time of bachelor's and all, my primary goal was not to get into science, but to probably go into civil services. And so during my entire BSc, I was working hard. I was reading stuff, working hard, but the goal was to sit for a civil services exam and then clear it. Then I had this relative who was a professor at Queen's, Dr. Hassan Devi. He is a biostatistician. So he told me that, okay, whatever you want to do, at least you have to do PG, right? And that time, biotechnology was the buzzword, and JNU used to conduct this MSc biotechnology program. So he said that, okay, you appear for that. So I got selected and went into doing the masters, and there that was the real exposure to the kind of science that is done in the labs. And during the master's program, we also got to intern into some of the labs. So I did my summer training at SCPGI project we did at the institute itself. So all that now got me excited about actually looking at trying to see if I can also contribute to understanding these things.
Thank you. So the second question is that you mentioned about your interest in science, but within that also how did you end up working with the receptors, like you mentioned? That's how that interested you.
That's very interesting actually. So I did a PhD with Professor in psychology and medical sciences, and around 2003, 2004, Rod McKinnon got the Nobel Prize for solving the structure of these voltage-leading relation chains. And I happened to read the transcript of his lecture. And I was really fascinated in how protein molecule can differentiate between sodium and potassium. So diameter-wise, they are such a small difference. And still it could do with 10,000-fold more efficiency. This distinction can be. So I was really fascinated by his Nobel lecture and the fact that this kind of specificity can be there. So already I was doing structural dynamic processing, but that motivated me to kind of look at positions where I could fully into area of channel biology. And luckily I got a position Dr. Martin may have to work on this good changes. Yes.
So next question is research is the field where one has to be moving towards the kind of criticism. So how do we manage that?
Yeah, you always will get criticized at each stage of your life, each stage of your career. It's easier if the criticism is constructive. Most of the time you get constructive criticism. So the way I look at criticism is that you should have an open mind towards the criticism that you are facing. You should not be biased about completely blocking it away that, okay, all that criticism is rubbish. You should have an open mind and you should use the criticism to actually improve yourself. You should use the criticism to reflect back and actually think from that person's perspective or that group's perspective, okay, what may be the reasons behind this criticism. So I try to use it in a way to improve myself, but it's easier said than done. Many times you're just frustrated from getting all the negativity. but you have to be having a positive attitude and try to look into improve.
So, sir, next question. Can you share your breakup that you are really proud of?
So multiple such moments will happen in a PhD student's life or in an investigator's life. So my first eureka moment was when during my PhD, when I saw the electron density map of a protein that I was working on. And when you saw the structure and you look at the electron density map, that is your result out there. And I was completely fascinated by this beautiful electron density map on which we can model our protein molecules. So during PhD, that was that, and then at different stages, you have such moments that will actually that you remember for a long time, and that keep you motivated. And especially if such moments come after long spans of struggle and hard work. So, during this at NCCS itself, when we were working on these orphan data receptors, so we had no training in cryo-electron microscopy. I am trained as an X-ray crystallographer. So the entire field was now moving towards cryo-electron microscopy, and so we had to basically build up our expertise in cryo-EM. I went outside, did a sabbatical, worked really hard, learned about cryo-EM, trained my PhD students. And then we saw the structure, and the structure shows such distinction compared to other glutamate receptor structures which were out there. That was really very exciting for us. I think I did it for a very long time. And especially the idea that why these receptors are non-functional, expressed in vitro systems compared to some of the other receptors sometimes. I'm actually able to show that was the reason behind it. I think it's one of the best moments of my life. And I'm hopeful that it will be very good.
So, what is your favorite aspect of research? And also, as you mentioned, you took a lot of time. As you are in research, goes very slowly. So, what motivates you to do research every day?
I mean, the fact that you are contributing towards understanding some of the fundamental aspects of how we function, and the hope that whatever we do will some way contribute towards betterment of your fellow human being, the society. So that is a big motivation. And personally, as I said, curiosity during research is also an aspect. So as a kid and during my master's and PhD, we wanted to know how things work, and that has also kept driving us around. But the bigger picture in mind that someday whatever you are doing would help your fellow human being, contribute towards betterment of society, betterment of maybe patients. The knowledge that you generate would ultimately be useful in those aspects. Keeps you motivated. There will be downtimes that will come, but you have to, at those critical junctures, you have to think about good moments in your professional journey and not let those brief spans of disappointments delay you. So you have to basically self-motivate yourself time and again. These things can be done in 20 minutes. Bigger goal picture, shorter term goals. So if you define your goals, different time points, and that helps you keep yourself on track.
So my question would be that if you're given a chance to restart your research work, what things would you do differently?
So if you talk about my independent research career, so at NCCS, the point when we started setting up lab, obviously the EM facilities were not there, they were not trained, we had no core expertise in that. So we spent significant amount of time generating those and getting those. So I would hope that now if I have to start, I will come with that expertise and I have already access to those things. Maybe I can do twice or thrice what I have been able to do until now. But apart from this, I think I would like to probably have been more collaborative in nature from the start itself. I would have tried to establish wider collaborative network. So see what happens either as a starting PhD student or same is true for a starting PhD. You have some inhibitions going out, at least it was with me, going out and establishing a wider network. You feel that let us first do something, let us show something out there, have a name for yourself, and then maybe you get more collaborators. But that is true in certain extents, but that also takes you back. So you should always try to speed up your research. You should collaborate with experts. You should not try to do everything yourself. And probably I would have also done similar. I would set up a bigger collaborative network. Probably thought about more of doing animal model-based research, incorporated earlier into my scheme of things. So those things are good.
So my next question is that what advice you would give to the young scientists who are starting their career in studying the research?
PhD or independent career? So see that you are doing PhD out of passion. You are not here because nothing else works for you. So that should be clear to you. Otherwise, you will keep on getting frustrated. If you are here because you could not do anything else, then you will always keep yourself comparing with your peers who are in IT, who are in other streams, probably already settled, earning more. But that is not the comparison you should do. You are here because of your passion to do research, and so you should compare only yourself with your peers here. So the passion is what is the key component. And then, there is no shortcuts in success. You will face more failures than success during your entire journey, and that should not let you get delayed. The passion should keep you driving, and you should keep coming back. And you should look at examples where sticking to the goal ultimately led to success. And I'm sure you can find such examples in the close vicinity. So those should help you keep moving forward. For young PIs who are coming here for independent careers, I think having a grant at the start of your career. So if you are able to get grants before your movement, that would help establish labs much faster. And as I said, having more collaborative network when they start talking to people, establishing good networking, these things will certainly provide a smooth movement, smooth setup.
And so, what critical skills are required for having a successful career in the research field?
So the most important, I would say, is passion for doing science. So that is what keeps you up and running. Because as I said, you will have ups and downs, more downs than ups probably. And you will have a lot of competition. And if you are passionate enough, you will stick to your goal. So I think passion for doing good science, and always having this at the back of your mind that whatever you are doing is going to benefit the society or some way. Or many times you could also have aspects of your research which are directly translational, which you know give successful, they will certainly help develop therapeutics, for instance, or help alleviate some sort of condition. So I think these two things are very, very important, the most important. Then obviously the managerial skills are very important. As a PhD supervisor or as a PI, you need to learn how to manage the students. everybody comes with different personalities. You need to know how to handle different people, how to keep them motivated, how to manage your grant money. So money is limited, projects, every student's project is important for them. So how to distribute funds, how to order raisins. So managerial skills are also very, very important. Man management, different personalities are there. You need to keep everything conflict free. Have a good communication with the students from time to time. I think all these skills are important, and PhD time is a very good time to learn these things. So it's not just your research training, but probably also your training for presentation skills, your networking training, you go to conferences, you get trainings under you, 6 months training, project trainings. Those are the times to develop your mentorship skills. So you should utilize it completely. And it will be certainly helpful to you when you have your different careers, whether academic or industry.
So the last question for the session would be what changes you want to make in the field that can improvise the scientific community?
See, I think we have very good pool of people here who are very motivated, like young scientists or established scientists, who want to do really good science, and we have very good core expertise in different domains. Now, over last 5 to 10 years, we also have very good facilities. Right? The biggest bottleneck that pulls probably us or does not allow us to work to our full potential is I think, funding. The funding situation could be better. The funding dispersal mechanisms could be better. And apart from that, our purchase procedures, like the mode of procurement of goods or equipment could be easier. I understand that there are government rules for procurement, but still they are too tedious. As a scientist, many times we spend a lot of time ordering things and running around with files or trying to get things. So those times also we could be spending thinking about research, writing papers. So possibly if we can improve that. I must say that it has become much better over the years. The quantum of funding has improved. Things have streamlined, but it can still be much better. That is one thing probably.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.